How did the play The Merry Wives of Windsor came to be? Welcome to London, late 16th century. The city is buzzing with change. Trade is flourishing. Explorers are returning with tales of distant shores. And above all, the city is buzzing with art and theatre. At this time, one name is inseparable from the conversations in inns, alleys, and palaces: William Shakespeare. His plays draw crowds to the theatres. His words, his humor, his drama, they strike a chord with audiences from street urchins to noblemen. Even in the highest circles, his work does not go unnoticed. Queen Elizabeth I, the most powerful woman of her time, is known as a lover of the fine arts. It is whispered that she can be found in disguise in the theatres among the people yearning for the words of the bard from Stratford-upon-Avon. But what if admiration turns into influence? What if the Queen herself were to direct Shakespeare's pen? In Shakespeare's royal drama, Henry IV, the audience is introduced to Sir John Falstaff, a corpulent, drunken, brash knight who is more likely to be found in the tavern than on the battlefield. He is everything a hero should not be, and that is precisely why he is loved. Falstaff's shameless humor, his cunning tricks, and his human weaknesses make him an unforgettable character. Audiences and nobility can laugh at him, but one fan stands out: Queen Elizabeth I. Stories have it that after a performance of Henry IV, the Queen was deeply impressed by this comic knight. Not by his courage or honor, but by his boundless self-mockery and zest for life. "Let him return," she is said to have said, "but this time let him lose himself in love." The setting is Whitehall Palace in the middle of winter, sometime around 1597. The halls are filled with nobles, the fire crackles, and the laughter of the court resounds among the gold and velvet after a performance of Henry IV. In the audience, Queen Elizabeth I, shrewd, powerful, and with an unmistakable gleam of pleasure in her eyes. Afterwards, she calls for Shakespeare, an unusual command, even for a celebrated playwright. Servants whisper nervously, court jesters step aside. Shakespeare appears before the Queen. "Sir William," she says, "I wish to see Falstaff again, but this time in love." The court holds its breath. Shakespeare, master of language, chronicler of kings and clowns, stands empty-handed. But what an assignment! A new play written at breakneck speed especially for Her Majesty. Within a few weeks, so the story goes, the play is completed. The Merry Wives of Windsor, a farce full of comic misunderstandings, clever women, and a lovesick, clumsy Falstaff who is fooled time and again. In the play, Falstaff tries to seduce wealthy ladies, convinced of his irresistibility. The ladies, however, are too smart for him. The audience roars with laughter. The Queen is said to look on in amusement. The story of the quick assignment grows ever larger. Shakespeare's Falstaff, once a symbol of friendship and betrayal, is now also a plaything of love. And the court, so the story goes, relishes it. Yet the question arises, did this really happen? Historians are cautious. The story of Elizabeth's personal commission only emerges decades later, in the writings of playwright John Dennis and biographer Nicholas Rowe. No official document from Shakespeare's time confirms the meeting. No court records, no letters, no diary entries, only the play itself, and a persistent myth that colors cultural memory. Did Elizabeth actually send Shakespeare's pen? We may never know. What remains is a story, one that brings together the romance of art, the influence of power, and the charm of fiction. Perhaps it was fiction, perhaps not. But one thing is certain. As Shakespeare himself wrote, the play's the thing. And what a play it was. Did you like this video? Maybe you will like one of these videos. Thanks for watching.